Upcoming.
Hi, I'm Justine Thomas.
Hi, I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry.
I always do that, don't I?
Do.
Okay, go.
I'm Shelly Miller.
And I am Brandy, owning the room, I guess. God.
Well, it only makes sense because you do theatrics.
Don't
and
you
little
want-
did I know that you did theatrics.
I'm not on my phone. I'm trying to figure out how to share this, and it's sad because I should not be so theatrically
Brenda
crappy.
featured. Isn't today the 5th?
Today's the 10th.
Today's the 10th. You're about a week behind, but that's okay.
Well, that's okay. So regardless,
all right. It's in here.
that's okay. While I do this, though, I'm gonna, we'll get started. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
Good.
I mean, we are like, I do a countdown a month and a half before this stupid year's over.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I know. You know what someone said to me the other day? Hey, Thanksgiving's like
Not very far.
in 11 days, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
Why?
And Shelly had an amazing idea. Shelly.
Yes, I did. I'm trying to find the link to be able to share it, and it's not there.
That's
Your
yeah.
idea was.
My idea was to maybe take a road trip for the weekend.
For
Is that what you're talking about?
No, but that's a great idea.
how much have you drank already? You both. Goodness. No.
No, we were talking about
We were
doing
talking
the
about several different.
Friendsgiving.
Oh, Friendsgiving, yes.
Oh, okay. I see.
Stay with me, kids.
Yeah. So what's Friendsgiving?
Oh, Friendsgiving's a great idea. Shelly incorporated into her life.
Yeah, so there's a lot of my friends don't have a place to go for Thanksgiving. They don't have family local
Right,
or
right.
Whatever, or they're would rather be with friends and family because sometimes that's better.
True.
Do you know what the best is on Thanksgiving? No friends and family casino. That's
I
what
cannot
That's what
put
we like
money
to do.
in a machine or a computer and not get something back out of it. I can't do that.
I do. I get frustration. I get anger. I get pissed off. I mean, that's what I get out of it. But still, sometimes you get money.
I put 20 in and I'm done. Once 20's gone, I'd rather buy.
Oh, really?
clothes. Yeah, I don't do it. I'd rather go
minimum.
buy a present for me.
I like that.
See, I go to the casino and I have to leave my debit card at home because I'll just keep going. I'll just go get more money out and keep
Yeah,
going. But I don't get to go that much because I'm po, so I can't go that much.
Right.
I like the Merry Christmas to me.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So, how was your week?
Good.
It was good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anything new and exciting?
No.
No, nothing.
I like it that way though, because as the end of the year starts to wind up and the Christmas decorations start to go up and the hey,
It's okay. Don't mind our tech difficulties. Go on. I'm not going to look at it anymore.
It's still not there.
but anyway, I'm glad that this is a calm week. It's
Yeah.
a calm before the storm.
Well, it
The
is a
weather's
calm
been
week.
great.
No matter
The weather is.
no matter what you think or how you feel, last week was stressful for everyone. And I'm very glad that it's over myself, thank God. I mean, over as much as it can be over, I guess. You know,
Right.
it's not going to really be over for a while. But, I think everybody has a little PTSD. So when you said that the end of the year is now, how many days away? Did you remember?
No, but it's like
I'd have to
45.
figure it out. Yeah, thank you. That actually just made me happy. So anyway.
coming to a close.
Ugh. And who would have thought 2020 would have been what it was? We were all like, 2020, it's the roaring 20s. We
Right.
Charleston on, I was at a New Year's Eve party, having a blast.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
For this year?
For 2020, we thought,
Yes.
because COVID hadn't hit until March. So as of January 1st, we had all this hope that everything was going to be great.
Right.
I've had
So-
more losses in 2020
That's what I mean.
than
Right, but nobody
my
knew
bank
that.
account.
You didn't,
Oh, no, that's close.
You didn't know. Though. Yeah, I know. Everybody has. It's been, think about not to be like a downer, but speaking of losses.
Downer, Brandy.
I know. Speaking of losses, just in this country, how many people died this year who shouldn't have died, So regardless, it's just, I think that we're all like, oh my God, 2020, bite it, bye.
Bite it, bye?
Get out, bite it. Well, I wanted to say something else, but I won't.
Why?
Because it's foul. So, but this week for me was good, other than the fact that I was making fun of myself because
Oh, but yeah, and there's a reason for that. You have to build yourself up, not bring yourself
I
down.
have a snaggle tooth.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do. See? You see it? I have porcelain veneers on my 2 front teeth, and my porcelain veneer broke because my fat ass was biting into a Tootsie Pop, like the sucker, and I couldn't wait to get to the middle, apparently.
How many legs?
Yeah.
1,
And I don't know, you
2,
just be like a
3.
big giant dinosaur with teeth like me and bite
But
into
see-
it. So now I gotta get my veneer fixed. I'm walking around with half a tooth, so that's why I'm thankful for masks this year.
But see, that's the bad thing, because if you constantly say that to yourself, you're going to start believing yourself.
Oh, I've been saying it for so long, and there's no change in that internal dialogue. Come on.
Well, see,
Tis what it
there
is.
is the power of change. Okay?
Change is hard.
Change is hard, but change is good. And not everybody
is.
likes change, especially here in Youngstown, Ohio. We don't like change.
I find it's harder to get used to change the older I get. When I was in my 20s, I was like, change is awesome.
No.
Now change, and I'm like, oh God, oh God.
No.
Yeah.
So, Brandy, you need to look in a mirror every day,
For God's sake.
okay? And you need to say, you're going to be okay. Second thing you're going to say to yourself, you can do this. And the third thing you need to say to yourself is, you are perfect the way you are. And the last thing is, I love you. How many people tell you I love you?
I would just rather take my daily Prozac and let that do
Okay.
its work. I mean, I can't get into that Tony Robbins gobbledygook in the...
power of positive
I'm not
thinking.
saying you're wrong, but if I look in it, I go, I love you. Oh, your tooth. Like, that's what I would do.
Do you know how many people tell me I'm negative?
I know. I gotta turn this off. I'm sorry.
Yes. She tells me all the time. So
I don't think you're negative. I think
you.
you're normal. I think
Thank
we're
you.
human. Like, if I
she's very
didn't
negative.
have my ask you can park your car in the shadow of to make fun of, what else would I talk about?
Nick is like, oh my God, what did I say?
It's the truth.
I don't know what I walked into.
Well,
That's what I'm saying. We're girls. We gotta self-deprecate or where something's wrong.
no, you have to tell yourself you love yourself because
You're right.
it starts to sink in.
You're right.
Because if you don't, who's going to, right? Well, you probably tell your wife every day you love her, right?
Probably not as much as I should, but yes.
See? It's the holidays. You're going to do it more if you want nice presents.
Yeah. Or she'll say it more if she wants nice presents.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
But no, I think you have to, it comes from within and works its way on out.
The older I get, the less I care about things like my fat rolls. Or, you know what I mean? The older I get, the less I care about, there's so much that I just don't care about anymore that I really took very seriously in my 20s. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing. When you hit the end of your 40s into your, how are you in the 40s?
My birthday was last week.
I know. Happy birthday to you.
No, it's okay.
Happy birthday.
How old do you think I am?
you.
And don't be shy. Say whatever you think it is. If,
39 and a half.
I wish.
Yeah.
No.
40.
No.
You hit 40? 2? 5.
3.
3.
What's the Price is Right? I looked at Nick for a second.
Our survey said. No, I would have never guessed.
43.
But wait till you hit 50.
All the tanning I did, I thought I'd be more wrinkled by now.
No.
Plus, I smoke like a freight train, so it's like, I don't know.
And you don't do one of those things that, what are those things called? It's vapors.
Vape pen.
They're so bad.
No, I'd rather kill myself slowly. Those kill you quicker.
Okay. But yeah, no, those things are bad.
No, they're all bad. I mean, it's all bad, but I smoke cigarettes. It is what it is. I'm not encouraging it, and I think that everyone should stop smoking cigarettes. We don't have any cigarette sponsors, so what do we care? No, I have to stop smoking, but I run. I run a lot. It's funny, people go, you smoke and run. I go, I can run. I
used to, too.
I can run 5 miles and get right in the car. Smoke.
Are you serious?
I used to teach spinning class. I wish I still did. I used to teach spinning. I was a little thinner then. And I could have had a smoke hanging out of my mouth during a spinning session. It wouldn't have bothered me. I don't know. I don't know why. I'm just one of those people. I've talked to
Now,
too
do you
much
think
already.
that people, because they smoke or they vape, is it just used to having something there on your lips and it?
I am
Is it
addicted to
comfort?
the nicotine. No. If that was the case, I'd have a pen,
Okay.
or something. It's the nicotine. And that's what it is.
Have you tried a patch?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no dice.
No dice.
It's not a cigarette. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm getting real. It's not the same. I did the medicine, and it did. It totally worked. It made me quit. And then I had a bad day and I was like, screw it, I'm getting a pack of cigarette. You know, that's all it takes. When you're weak, you're weak.
Wow.
You know?
Wow.
I mean, I don't advocate smoking. I know eventually I'm gonna have to stop, but I'm assuming something tragic's gonna have to happen before I do, or some, you know, someone's gonna have to be like, oh, there's a giant hole in your mouth, and I'll go, okay, I'll stop. You know, I don't know. I'm not saying it's cool. I'm just saying, like, smokers are like that. You know, we're gonna.
Does your mom smoke?
No, she still wants to punch me in the face for ever smoking.
Okay.
Yeah.
One day you'll just wake up and say, I don't want to do this anymore.
I hope
That's
so.
how it works.
My grandmother did that literally after like 50 years of smoking. She woke up and went, nah, I'm done.
I quit
You
9
smoked?
years ago. Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Like 2 packs a day.
See, I don't smoke. Not that it's.
Packs a day?
Yeah, because that was what kept me awake. Remember the 5-hour energies and 2 hours of sleep?
Mm-hmm.
And lots of smokes.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, cigarettes and Adderall works best for me, to be quite honest with you. But I think I'd be thinner. I'm bad. I'm sorry. You guys talk about your week. Anyway, my tooth broke. It was my birthday last week. I turned 43.
And
I'm
you're
fine
still
with it.
having trouble with that, aren't you?
No, I don't care. Because I'm so immature inside. Like, I'm never gonna grow up. I can't drink like when I was 22. I can't function.
Who can?
But I'm like a 22-year-old. I still I have Hello Kitty car seats. Like, it's adorable. I don't care.
Kitty cars.
I know. Make fun of me all you want. You hate me because you hate me. All right, I've talked enough. Go on. I've talked enough for the whole show. You guys go.
I don't even think I need to be here.
That was totally awesome.
No one needs to be here. I could just talk to the thing myself, right? And just...
That was awesome. Even though she just killed my power of positivity thinking.
No. I'm positive that that's great. I'm positive. And power of positivity is important. But I've found, I've been through that. I've read every self-help book out there. I found you have to be friggin' dedicated to that crap. Because if you're not and you have a bad day, seriously, you have to be like, I love you. And then you have a bad day and you're like, screw this shit. You know what I mean? You know how it is. I'm not good at it. I'm not good at the power of positivity. I'm a positive person. I'm happy, but I'm not good at I'm good enough. I'm smart enough. Doggone it.
It doesn't work for you.
No. If I have a good day, I have a good day. If I have a bad day where I'm down on myself, it doesn't last long. I guess that's all I can say.
Now, do you call that negative, Shelly?
Not no, because what you were doing.
Yeah, what
bring me
prompted
into
prompted
this.
no, I want to know what prompted the Justine
me
is
into this.
negative.
No.
I want to know.
Because everything she talked about, well, that's not going to happen. Or,
Oh,
Well, if it's so far out of reach.
it wasn't out of reach. That's the thing.
it's not true.
Uh,
Don't say that because
It wasn't.
you're
out
right.
of
It's
reach.
the manifestation thing. It's like if you really want it bad enough, you'll figure it out. Like, you'd be shocked. You could see a house and be like, I want that house. It would be something you could.
and expect a cane in the corner and Santa coming down the stairs, right?
Right.
House
You
on
could-
Miracle 34th Street.
Right. It's not something like, okay, there's like it's amazing how if you really want something and you kind of put some energy toward like, how could I do this? Sometimes things fall into place and you go, oh, cool. Like there are jobs I've gotten I never thought, or I think things that I've wanted that I never thought I would get.
Mm-hmm.
And once I was like, you know what, maybe I will, you never know. And I just kind of, I'm not saying that, I get everything that, I try to manifest or whatever, but, I think if you automatically have a self-fulfilling prophecy that crap's going to fall apart for you, so you just say that's never going to happen, then you're right, that is never going to happen.
See?
And that's not self-love.
See?
Okay.
Wait a minute. Which paper?
I don't know. This is Justine's self-love.
Picking up-
This is the
Random.
comfort zone one. You don't want
comfort
that one.
zone, okay.
This is being strong over 50. This doesn't quite.
I don't want to be strong over 50.
You have to be.
I'm 43. I don't want to think about that yet.
Well,
I don't want to be strong
See,
over 50.
I'm the type of person, and your brother Joe is the same way, Nick. We have to have plan, and I've said this oodles of times, plan A, B, C, and D. If A doesn't work out, we need to go to B, right? It seems so not that way. It's just the way our minds are. So this being strong over 50 is my plan B.
What was plan A?
Plan A is getting through the 50. But if what I'm doing isn't working, then I go to plan B.
So Again, I just take the Prozac and it all kind of goes away.
No, but it doesn't work that way.
No,
See-
okay, so tell me about that.
Okay.
Because I had no idea you did that. That's
There's
awesome.
Are you in your 50s yet?
Yeah.
Well, I'm giving you a compliment.
Yeah.
I mean, and that is one thing you should never ask a female her age. Never, ever, ever ask a female her
Always
age.
guess under. Like, consider age and weight the same. Do I look fat? No. Even if they're busting out 10 pounds of shit in a 1 pound bag. No, you look great. I mean, it just is what it is.
I have 15 things when you hit your 50s that you just shouldn't give a crap over.
Which are?
Okay? And these are stigmas that people look at my glasses. People over the years have said, ooh, like how long your hair is. Does anybody really care?
No, and I think long hair is beautiful on anyone.
Right.
As long as you have it, you know what I mean? If you do, whatever.
So
wear your hair however you want.
That's a
regardless.
stigma. How long your hair is.
So you
Nobody
should have that
cares.
short, chop, librarian,
no.
Kate +8 kind of thing going
K
on.
+8. Nobody cares. Okay, that's the first one. Second one, the clothes you're supposed to wear. Okay, granted, I love the 80s clothes, but I don't want to dress. I look like a librarian right now.
No, you don't.
But, and that's stereotyping, and I'm sorry, librarians.
This is probably the most popular store among teenage girls, and I'm 43 years old, and I have tons of this stuff, and I don't care.
Should you be wearing leg warmers and spandex and mini skirts? Maybe.
Should I be wearing leggings with my big ass? No, but I don't care.
Exactly. So you don't care. So you're not wearing your mini skirts though, right?
I never did, to be quite honest with you. I wasn't that brave.
See, I was the type of girl that was from the 80s.
Yeah, but you were this big. I was
wore
never
mini
this big.
skirts and socks with my high heels. How many did that? Yeah.
I had stirrup pants
Yes, stirrup pants.
in
were
5th
good,
grade.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah, 5th grade.
1987.
I graduated in 1986 and wore stirrup. We won't go there. Okay, so the next one, your dating age range. So if you're in your 50s and you're dating somebody in your 20s, who cares? If you're having fun, who cares?
I mean, yeah, listen, each to his own. Do whatever you want. I don't care. I mean, I personally have zero desire to date someone I could have birthed. You know what I mean? I'm not dating a 20-year-old. Why would I do that? Plus, their whole lives ahead of them, and they got so much they want to do, and I'm like, no, I'm past so much of that.
Well, then this just rolls kind of right into
Right.
that. The next one, use of foul language.
It's not gonna be hard. Yeah.
It's not. If you want to trumpet that little F word, who's gonna say, "Oh, she's got a potty mouth. She's got a trucker's mouth."
If they do.
Who cares?
The only thing
F
worse,
them, right?
F them. The only thing worse than being talked about is not being talked about, and that is something I truly believe. Like, all right,
You use as everyday language the F word.
I do, but I'm very good about, like, when I worked in radio all those years. The minute the headphones went on,
It's like you shut
just
down.
didn't. It's like walking into a church or walking into meet your boyfriend's parents. For, like, you just don't drop F-bombs. Like, I'm not one of those
There's a
people.
time and a place.
Correct. I know when and where not to. I mean, especially with my job, which I don't say what I do, but with my job, I mean, I can't. I'll definitely, we drop a lot of F-bombs where I work, but not, not out in the field.
Right, with the client.
Yeah, not with clients. No.
See, I worked in radio for 36 years.
Right.
I never F-bombed because I was so afraid that once that microphone went on, it's like, I was always
It
afraid.
was just something clicked in your mind
Yes.
once that mic went on that you didn't swear, and you
Not
didn't.
like now.
Yeah. I had a couple times where I almost blipped, where I went, "Hoo," but never swore on the air, never.
Yeah, see, I
Didn't want to get fired.
No, didn't. And I think things were a lot more strict when we were in radio than they are now.
The FCC had a little tighter grip back in the day. They have a grip now, but I mean, you can say when you and I. Here's a good example. I mean, she was in radio way longer than I was. I started in.
Showing my age.
No, I didn't mean it like that. But I mean, I started it at Hot 101 in 1998.
Yeah, I was 89, 90. Oh, God.
Right. So you had already been there
I
for
was
10
there
years.
forever and a decade.
Right. But we all started very young there, and I was 19. Okay. So 18 or 19 when I started at Hot 101. So I started at Hot 101, and you're so lucky to have that job anyway. You know what I mean? Because it was really hard to get in there.
It was.
And I got the job by default, which I never cared about because the other kid who was supposed to get it fell asleep on the air. And
That's how you got it?
That's the only way I got in.
Oh my God.
Tom Pappas did not want, he liked me, but he didn't want me on the air. He didn't think I was ready. And I wasn't. But yeah, so the other kid who they gave the job to overnights fell asleep. And Tom had to come in.
And wake him up.
Yes, because back then, this is 98, 99, no
Everything
cell
was live.
phones, everything was live. You literally were loading CDs in. But anyway, they were so strict with what you could say on the air that Meredith Brooks had a song out called Bitch, and
Yes.
we weren't allowed to say it.
Yeah,
Here's
we
Meredith
bleeped
Brooks.
it. We bleeped it.
We couldn't, as DJs, say, here's Meredith Brooks' Bitch. We couldn't say it.
Right.
And, I mean, this is what,
do
the year
remember that.
2000,
Yes.
2001. So things have loosened up considerably since then, which I don't necessarily agree with. I'm not all about censorship, but you don't have, you know, and I'm not about being so PC that you have to watch everything. But I'm sorry, one of the top songs in this country that is played on a station like Hot 101 is by Cardi B, and it's WAP. And I maybe I'm just old, but I'm not going to say what it means. If you don't know what it means, look it up. WAP. It's like the top song in the country.
Right.
It's disgusting. It's
Right.
disgusting. I have no idea. It doesn't even have a good beat to it. Like, it's disgusting. And that is what is being played on Top 40 radio right now. If anyone still listens to the radio, you know what I mean? Like the
Right.
actual Top 40 radio. That's what's being played right now. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, where are my Backstreet Boys? They're old,
Oh
that's
my
where.
God, 98 Degrees,
old.
Boys to
In
Men,
sync.
In Sync. Bye bye.
It was like, they were like,
I still play it.
oh, listen, Bye 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 comes on. Anyone you know who
You
was
can't
like,
sit still.
you know who, if you grew up like in the 90s,
know
and,
the
or, you know, because
90s.
I was born in 77, so 80s I was a child, 90s I was a teenager. So any type of In Sync comes on, because Tearing Up My Heart was the first one that kind of, or you know, whatever, Want You Back was their first one, but like those two songs were their first big ones, and they had to get big in Europe first, and then they came
And
here.
then they came here, and that was it. That was all they wrote.
Yeah, so
They were heartthrobs.
Timberlake, well, most of them were. A couple of them are interesting.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing in there?
Well, you know, time tells all. Now, what about if you're ladies or not?
What do you mean?
How to be a lady. Or how to be a bad little vixen.
I was never good at the vixen thing.
No?
No, I'm awkward, and
Yeah.
I'm tall,
Yeah.
and I'm clumsy.
Fall downstairs.
Yes.
Fall upstairs.
There's nothing like, I mean, I'm girly, but I'm not a ballerina, my God. You know what I mean? I'm not like, like I'm feminine and girly in many ways. Like if there's a giant bug, I'd jump on top of this table right now, and I don't mean to be like that, but I hate that. But I'm also like alpha female-ish kind of, you know, but yeah, no, I've never had, some women have that gift. It doesn't matter what they look like, what they do, men fall at them.
Mm-hmm.
I have friends like that, and I've
I'm not that
never been that girl. Never.
Nope. Not that girl.
Never.
Nope.
They usually run the other way from me, which I'm chasing them with a net. Wait.
Do you care if people like you?
No.
Not at all.
No. No. But that's from radio. Because
We-
working at a top 40 station, and I remember
Everybody
Jim
has to like
Loboy
you.
gave me the best advice. He said, listen, you have to have a thick skin if you're going to work in this place. You know, quit whining. You have to have a thick skin.
And
Because
I never had a thick. You guys always told me you need, and Pappas always told me you need a thicker skin. I was like,
because you cared too much what people
much.
thought. Now we all have a degree of caring what people think.
Yes,
That's
yes.
a human thing. But I mean, people would walk up to you, and at that time, they got diaries in the mail. They have to
Yes.
fill out what they
Right.
listened to. That's how you got your ratings, and you could
That's
be
how you kept your job.
They
Right.
still do, yeah.
Right.
They still get them.
right. And so did they? I didn't know that. And so you still, I've been out of it a
Went on
while.
radio.
But so you know, you'd be out doing a live broadcast, and someone would be like, "You suck so bad. Your voice makes my teeth itch," you know, or something, and you'd have to be like, "Thanks for listening," you know.
Yep.
And you have to have a thick skin. I mean, and I always had that personality in there. You loved me or you hated me. There was no in between. In fact, I got so much hate mail that I started a segment, Pappas loved it. I started a segment on my 7 Midnight show called Brandy Hate Mail, and I would read it because it was hilarious. And I was like, why are you so mad? I am nothing to you.
This is true.
Mad moms in minivans where they didn't like me.
How about you? How do you feel about if people don't like you?
I don't care.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Their loss.
Mm-hmm.
What about if you...
I'm funny.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, I
buy wine,
I
too.
have enough friends.
In this day and age, what about if you hurt somebody's feelings? How do you feel?
It's interesting that you say that.
Yes.
Because someone was talking about that the other day. They were talking about hurting feelings and when's the last time you hurt someone. And I am so careful about that. And I'm not being like, oh, I'm so... No, I can't remember the last time I hurt somebody's feelings because I'm so cognizant of what I say to people because I know how sensitive I can be. And I have hurt people's feelings in the past, not meaning to. So I don't know. I can't recall the last time I actually hurt somebody, which I feel good about. I do feel good about that because I'm careful. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. No need for that.
How about you?
Oh, I try not to.
I think in this day and age right now, everybody is so sensitive and everybody is so overly stressed
Uber sensitive.
that
Oh
no
my
matter
God.
what you're going to say, what you're going to text, what you're going through, and maybe you don't spill it out on the table and somebody doesn't understand why you're feeling the way you are, but if you're, I don't know, just, what do you mean, why are you talking to me
Everybody's
like that?
so sensitive.
Everybody is so sensitive, or
Yeah,
do what you want to do. Well, why do you say it like that? You can't win. It's like everything right now in this day and age is so, like you said, uber sensitive.
And you have to walk. That's one thing I hate.
Tired of walking on
I'm tired of
eggshells.
walking on eggshells with people. But you also have to, with certain things, you have to see their point of view in the sense of like, if you have never been through what they've been through, that kind of thing, I guess. But yeah, I one thing that I learned was being honest and blunt, but being tactful. Because in many of my other jobs, I've been a supervisor, I've been a boss, and you have to be careful, but I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. Like, I'm not, why would you do that? Because really, I feel like if everybody just kind of said what needed to be said and was on their mind, we'd all have a lot less problems.
Well, not only that, but I think people take it a bit too far. And I think people nowadays don't care. So if they got upset at you, they don't care that, oh my God, did I just ruin a friendship? Did I just ruin something? They're not caring about other people's feelings.
And at a certain age, you have to have that, something that stops you from going, I'm not going to say something that I'm going to feel bad about later or regret or that I can't take back.
Right.
If you haven't learned by a certain age to pick your battles, let people have a crap day if they're having a crap day, and stop taking everything so personally.
Serious.
Then you know what? That you're going to suffer a lot more because if you hold on to something, then that person who pissed you off forgot about it and didn't realize they pissed you off, and you're holding on to that. You're poisoning yourself. You're not hurting them. They're not hurting. They're moving on with their life.
And people have no idea what that person's been through.
Right.
The whole day they've
Everyone
had.
has a story.
The week
Yeah.
they've had.
Yeah.
And that one last thing you could say could be the breaking point for them to just fall apart.
That's why it's important to not take everything personally and just to calm down. Like, calm down. Pick your battles.
And don't always take what a text message has to say.
Oh, I hate texting.
Texting is horrible.
It's the devil.
People don't realize.
It's like Facebook. It ruins lives because you can't. There's a tone, and
Yep.
you don't know
You
what the
don't
tone.
know
I don't know
what
what
the
that
tone
tone
is,
is.
right.
Oh, I hate
It's
texting.
like, ooh, they just sent it to me in text message and they sent it to me in all caps. What does that mean? Are you yelling at me?
Yeah.
Since when is all caps text messaging?
Well, I think all caps.
Exclamation point, exclamation point,
Yeah.
exclamation point, maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe somebody sent a short answer. Well, boy, your answer was real short. Usually,
If you're busy and you write okay.
Yeah, or if I'm at a red light and the light changes and I just have time for okay, then that's what I do.
Or a never mind. What do you mean never mind?
That's why there's
Never mind.
emoticons.
Yeah.
You can put a happy face
Never
after
mind.
everything, and then they know. Blowing a little heart kiss.
That doesn't work either.
No, it doesn't.
The troubles you had with your ex or your friends
No,
had
that
with their
never ends.
exes.
That never friggin' ends. Bad news.
How many times do you want to go over that? He did this to me now. He did that to me now. This is going on.
Get off the merry-go-round.
That is going on.
Get off the merry-go-round. That's all I can say. At this age, if it's a merry-go-round, get off. I just got off it again.
But I love
Get
him.
off. But I loves him.
But I loves him. How about you? You're just sitting here taking it all
taking it all
in.
in.
He's like, wow.
I don't even know how to
Because
respond.
we're different though. We are of an age where you should have been married by now and all that. Well, I don't want to get married. I don't have a desire to be married.
I'm going to be 53 and I'm going to be called a spinster.
I'm happy to be Oprah and Stedman. You know what I mean? We don't got to get married because
Stedman.
guess what? You could be together forever and not get married, and that's fine because guess what? You cannot break up for free. And
What
I
about
mean,
living together?
yeah, that's fine. Live in sin, but I don't want. I'm so independent. I don't want
signing of the paper.
I don't want my name on his checking account, and I don't want his name on mine because I've always taken care of my own stuff. You know what I mean? And so I can't do the joint account, and people do it all the time. And God bless them, I don't know how they do it.
Oh, I know.
I don't know how you do it. I have never been married, so there's no way I could do a joint check account. I would die. I would die.
For somebody to tell you, you can't buy that. Why did you buy that?
Excuse your face.
What?
It's funny.
Work as hard as you do.
I always said if I got married, I wouldn't need a shower because I've been single so long. I freaking have 10 comforters and toasters and blenders.
I don't need a shower.
If you're me, like I've had steady relationships, but then been single. If you just go get it, you order it on Amazon if you want it. I don't need nobody to buy me a shark vacuum. I got one because I wanted it. It was on sale. But I'm just not the traditional.
I'm not either.
I never was.
I've been by myself for so long. It's like you learn to do everything yourself. Or you have a list of handyman. Okay, I need somebody for wiring. I need somebody to do some repairs around the house. You have a list. You open up your book and boom, there they are.
Absolutely. There are certain...
Wait a minute, you have a book, you don't keep it in your phone?
Actually,
She's being devil's advocate.
yes. But where my washer and dryer, his name is there. Or
That's
where
smart. Putting it right where the actual
You know what?
appliance
I
is.
take pictures of their business cards.
Oh, yeah.
and they're
That's
all in a
smart.
folder.
or where my fuse panel is, and I've got a fuse right there.
There are jobs, like, I could do it myself. I'll YouTube it. But if it's something, no, I mean, like, okay, like I had to replace my faucet in the kitchen. And I was like, okay, I could call someone, but this doesn't seem like it. And literally, you turn off the water, pluck, pluck. It took me 15 minutes. And I thought, I'm not paying. Right. But there are things like if something heavy needs carried, hire you a boy. How much? Great. See you when you get here. Like, I'm sorry. If it's going to, and I'm sorry, I paid for these nails. If it's going to, like this girl that I know was like, how could you not change your own air filter in the car? I was like, because I'm still a chick and I don't want to get dirty. I'm not against getting dirty, but I don't want to change my own friggin' air filter. Hire you a boy. How much? Great. That's why. That's what you do.
It was so funny because I changed my kitchen sink too. And I said,
It's so easy. Isn't it amazing how easy it is? YouTube. How did we ever? I changed a headlight with YouTube.
I got it.
It was insane.
I got to do a daytime running light. Here we go. We'll probably blow the whole electrical
Yeah,
system
don't do
in the
it
truck. But,
because it was so awful, and I wanted to die. And I thought I should have called a boy. I'm feminist, but there are times when you're like, you need a boy.
I called my dad. I said, Dad,
too heavy
come on
to carry,
over. I
please.
said, I need to change my sink, and it was dripping. The water.
Yes.
So I cleaned everything out from underneath the kitchen sink. And here's my dad. Doing good.
Yeah.
Doing real good. Yeah. You might want to put that. Yeah, you're doing
I
good.
just didn't want to spend the money to call somebody.
Yeah, and
so
then
I
I
just,
get out from underneath the sink. I've got dirt.
Yeah, that's one thing I learned. Wear goggles.
Wet,
I was like,
wear
oh,
goggles. And I look at him and I went,
done.
he turns and I, yeah, did a good job.
Good.
And
All
I'm
you gotta
like,
do is turn the water off. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
yeah.
I mean, you have to know how to do that. I don't understand, and I'm not ripping on any woman out there. I'm just saying I don't understand how you. I know women who don't handle any of the money checkbook. They can't write a check. What? I know men who can't because the women handle the money. Listen, do yourself a favor. Someone's gonna die one day.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm not
Learn a
kidding.
checking account.
Learn
a
how to
savings
handle
account.
your money.
Passwords.
Let's not teach algebra in high school anymore. Can we teach balancing a checkbook, how to invest money for your retirement, which I never knew how to do and is so confusing when you start doing it.
They don't teach that in school anymore.
No, they never did.
They never did.
That's what I'm saying. They teach algebra and geometry.
Stuff I never used.
Yeah.
Never
Yeah.
used.
I don't need to know why a theorem of a triangle is what it is. Like, oh my God. Oh gosh, there's that algebra I used again. No.
I think they need to teach modern day.
Yes.
Whatever tends to modern day is what these
You need to
kids-
learn how to take care of yourself because
Yes,
men
and
do like
budget.
that too. You need to learn how to pay your rent. One thing, here's another thing. I don't know how to change a tire. I don't want to know how to change a tire. Hi, boy. Come change my
AAA?
tire. Hi. I pay for
AAA.
AAA.
I'm a platinum
sorry.
member.
Because the lug nuts are stuck. I am not dealing with that. I will call someone. And I'm all about being an independent girl, but boy can do it.
taught all 3 of my kids before they were allowed to drive a car by themselves. They had to be able to change a tire.
That's amazing.
Change
Yes.
the oil.
Yes.
They had to be able to check all the fluids and know when they had to add stuff. And twice, my daughter has had flat tires and been able to change it on her own. So, yay me.
Yeah,
Yes,
no,
yeah, you.
that's wonderful.
Yeah, and because you never know. You
Yeah.
could be somewhere where you don't have cell service, or it could be an emergency and you just can't wait for
Right.
for the boy to get there. You have to
Hi,
be
boy.
able to do
Yeah.
it yourself.
That's what I mean. Hire your boy, how much?
Yes,
See me get
exactly.
Yeah, so I mean, there are times when it's good to know.
You're
that.
exactly, I agree.
And I'll teach you if you'd like. Just so you know, just in case.
Yeah, no,
and I
it's
can make
important.
it so that you don't break your nails too.
But the thing is, when someone tried to teach me before, the lug nuts were on so tight, I couldn't
You step on it. You step on the
You
crossbar.
jump on it.
Yes.
Yep. You have a 4-way bar and you jump
Sounds
on
awful.
it. I taught my girls. They know how.
No, it is good. It is good. And you have to know how to take care of yourself. You
Yes.
You do.
do. Men and women. You have to know how to do that.
Getting old, aging gracefully.
Nope.
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 Sephora. Wrinkle cream out my wazoo and serum every night. And I still have wrinkles.
Facelifts and
Well, no, I don't have that
Injection.
veneers. Botox, no, I've done
Botox.
that. Here's the thing, though. I'm not against any, but if I had the money, who knows how far I'd go.
Really?
Oh, but
no, I wouldn't do
look
it.
at some of those ones that have gone wrong.
I have a forehead out to here.
Or like Meg Ryan. Oh my God.
no.
What happened to your face? Or just look at Google Meg Ryan right now, you'll die. You're like, huh. She's heinous looking.
But let's give Cher credit.
Cher's plastic surgeon did amazing because this
Yes.
Botox wave of Botox when it came out, people are like it's awful.
Your lips don't move.
It's
They won't move. You're stuck like this.
I mean, I use a lot of wrinkle cream, but you know what? A really good foundation.
Well, how about
And
tremendous?
a primer, a foundation, and a cover.
That's all you
takes
need.
care
That's where I
of
check
Taking all
out. I
this
have
in.
no idea.
You know what?
Well, that's
we can
'cause
put a
it's-
nice glow on your face to highlight your cheekbones, and you'll be fine.
I love makeup. I love wearing makeup. I mean, I'm not like makeup artist. Good.
But men wear makeup too.
Not me. Right?
No, you don't wear
I don't.
makeup. Men actually, if they've got a eyebrow that goes all the way
I
across
know.
their face.
I know men who get their brows done because they have the unibrow.
Do you?
Pluck my own.
He plucks
See,
his
but you
own.
do it. You shave
do
your
it.
head.
Well, yeah, that's maintenance. That's not makeup. That's a little different. Makeup, putting
but-
stuff over top.
Well, no, you're right. But plucking your eyebrows is not something you have to do. It's not maintenance. Why do you have to do it? You do it for vanity reasons. There's no physical reason any of us need to pluck, right?
Who gives a pluck?
Yeah. We do it because we're like, my God, I have 2 caterpillars on my face. I have to fix this. You know what I mean?
It's usually one caterpillar.
Or
One
yeah.
caterpillar
What
has
is
a face.
the eyebrow phase with girls now? I can't stop.
I
with
know,
these big
right?
squares on your.
Yeah,
what is
what
that?
is that?
Stop it.
It's like you got a
like a Nike
paintbrush.
swoosh.
Yes, it's a swoosh.
The
Yes.
drawn-in ones, I think it's
God,
over.
you really think you were
It,
born
it
with
looks
that?
like this, the stuff
Maybe
football
it's
players put on, and they
Maybelline.
put them
And the people that
Oh
are
my
going
God.
and getting them done, like that. What is that called?
tattooed.
Yeah, the micro.
microabrasion or micro
Yes.
derm
Micro-
or something.
I know what you're talking about. I can't even imagine. Look, there are times when I'm like, holy stray hair, and I pluck it.
And they take a knife and cut their skin
Yeah.
and put dye in there. It just
Yeah.
sounds so
Why?
painful.
It's
And
called.
if they do it wrong, you look surprised all the time.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Well, they show you pictures,
You imagine?
and you're allowed to pick a picture, but it's just like,
That's awful.
oh my God.
You know.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I couldn't be like that all day long. No.
There are
No.
things, like I said, there are things that I am.
Dead set against.
No, things that I'm like all about, which again, champagne problems. I have always felt that I have very ugly, large hands. So I always have nails. And yes, I know long nails make them look longer, but it's without them
makes them
my
thinner, yeah.
makes my fingers look thinner, and I like to glitz them up or whatever. And my teeth.
Nobody can see that. She keeps
No,
going back
but
to that.
that's
today.
I've always been very freakish about my
Yes,
teeth and
yes.
flossing and I have had
because self-care.
but I'm 43. I've had 1 cavity. That's what I mean. Like I'm so careful
Onto it.
about teeth, rinsing with Act every day if you don't want a cavity. But because I also drink coffee like a psycho and I smoke cigarettes, so
Oh, that's a combination.
keeps me alive.
It does.
And
The,
awake.
the next one, how much money you make. Does that matter?
It's always gonna matter. It's never gonna be enough.
This is true.
Is
This
it?
is true.
Right?
It definitely matters. I mean, it changes the comfort of your life, if nothing else. You know, if you can set your mind to live on minimum wage,
Which we all have, and
we
it
all
sucks.
have. It's horrible, right?
Yeah.
But the more you make,
The more you spend.
the more you
more you
spend.
spend.
That's which is a really bad habit.
No, it's true because I don't have a Pontiac Sunfire. You know what I mean?
I have a G6 that's...
No, but I mean my car. You buy like old.
But how
I don't
many
have.
cars
I'm
do
not
you
driving a
have,
Delta
Justine?
88 anymore.
I
You
only
know what I
have
mean?
4 cars.
You have 4
Only
cars.
I have 4 cars.
Do they all work?
Yes.
They're not in the front yard.
No.
No blocks.
They're not parted out.
Why do you have 4 cars?
I collect.
Sell something so you have money, more money.
She likes them.
I
They're her
do
babies.
like they are.
I'm not judging, but there comes a time.
Because some of them you can't find.
You're right. But if you ever got that desperate, would you be
And so
willing?
far-
Would you be willing to part?
Maybe, but so far, every time that somebody offers me, it's higher and higher for
I
the
know.
one. So
I know.
I'm holding on.
I
until...
think you're smart to do that.
Yes.
But I'm very like
how
no
little
one
that
can watch Antique Roadshow with me. My mother and my mom loves to watch Antique Roadshow, and she gets so mad at me because they're like, this has been in my family for, and I'm like, sell it. They're like, it's worth $800,000, and I'm like, sell that mother. Like, do you know you will never want for anything again? It's a freaking shoe that was painted in Indochina in 1842, and it sits on your mantle. Sell it. I yell I sell it. My mom's like, no, it's an heirloom. I'm like, listen, I love you, but if you had something that was worth $1 million and you were dead, I'd be like, who wants it? Like, so I don't have to pay bills anymore.
Yeah.
I'm very detached from objects though, inanimate objects. I don't ever have any because I have lost too many things.
Right.
And
that doesn't mean much to you.
A self-defense as a defense mechanism, I do not attach to material things, which is good, but not good. Because if there's a ring or something that really, a piece of jewelry that, you know, I love that belonged to someone, not that I ever have, but I mean, that's about the only thing I'll allow myself to be attached to. Because then it's so painful if you lose it or you have to sell it because you have to sell it, you know. So
There's a buyer's market for everything, and I'll just leave it at that.
absolutely.
So, moving on. How much your house is worth.
I don't own a house, and I have purposely not bought a house because there have been too many times when a $5,000 cost, I wouldn't have it if a furnace died, or like I don't want the joy of homeownership. I know renting is throwing money away, but I don't have to worry about it.
And you don't have lawn maintenance. You don't
Right.
have anything,
Exactly.
which is nice. I
Exactly.
mean, I lived like that for a while, and it was nice.
But you
in
never
ways.
really own it because even after you own it, then you pay the taxes
Tax,
on it.
right,
And now
right.
it's really just
But see, that's my
paying your
detachment.
rental.
I have commitment issues with owning things that I can't just pay for, other than a car, because you have to.
It goes deeper than its commitment.
I think it goes deeper than that too. But like I said, I refuse to attach myself to anything. And like I said, like I don't want to get married because you can't break up for free. I don't want a house because you can't just leave. I mean, you can,
You can.
but it doesn't. It affects you a lot different if your name is on the deed than if you're renting.
But
Right.
see, if I'm not at the barn with the horse, then I'm in the backyard with the koi pond
Right.
and and you've been to my house many times.
Yeah.
You know my whole backyard.
Yeah,
is
but
one
your
big
house
pond.
is like your house is like, and not, you would hope most people's are, but your house is very much, it is your house. You have lived there for a long time. You have put your heart and soul into it. It is like your comfort zone, and it's your safe place. And it screams Justine because you have, you know,
Everything I've
everything
worked
that
and
you've worked
done.
hard for and that you love there. And so, but like me, like I said, I've had periods where I literally, you know, had to take care of other people and had to get rid of all my stuff, sell it to try to help, you know, or whatever. And so I've never bought a house, and I always said I would buy a house if I had the cash. And it was like, I hate to like go on someone's misfortune, but a foreclosed home or something, like I
And you
just
can find those.
buy it outright. Yeah, but I just have to get the cash. Doctors anyway.
You'd be surprised the amounts that some of these houses are going for.
I know.
That you could get for $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000.
Oh, I don't want to fix it.
They're gonna.
I don't want to fix it though.
You just pay a boy to do
I know.
it, so
I
it
just
doesn't
feel like hiring a
matter.
boy. How much
a
do you-
boy.
Okay, great. Thanks. Bye.
Will you change my tire out front?
I'm terrible.
All right. Your latest plastic surgery appointment. Oh, here we go with the tooth again. Oh, for the love of God.
I mean, that's the only plastic surgery. Who gets plastic
It's
surgery?
not plastic though. It's veneer.
It's cosmetic. It's
Yeah.
considered cosmetic surgery. My insurance wouldn't cover any of it because even they tried. Bless the dentist's heart. Because I had to keep getting my actual teeth fixed because they kept breaking. So yeah, I've never had plastic
Never.
surgery. I mean, I
I
just wear a
can't.
lot of makeup.
Me neither.
Me either.
I couldn't afford it. I
Never
would get my
had
boobs
plastic.
done if I could, or get the fat sucked out, one or the other. But I'd probably the boobs. I've never had boobs. I always joke. They don't make my bra size. You know?
Right.
They don't. I always
say,
joke.
cut mine in half and give.
Oh, I would take it. I always joke. I'm like, God gave me a car. Asked you to park a car in shadow of no boobs, and I'm an A cup. I'm a 38A. They don't make that size. Yeah,
noticed that for
38A.
Christmas.
No, they
Victoria's
don't make
Secret.
it. You have to. They don't make it. No one makes it. You have to buy. I have to buy 36A and buy extenders.
Oh Jesus.
Right. Whatever.
Then
It's the truth. I have no boobs. They'll never go anywhere. I mean, they'll
Nick,
never sag.
Before the show's over, I'll apologize now. I'm so sorry.
My apologies to all the
So
people
sorry.
out there.
And the last one, your opinion of me.
You?
No, anyone. You yourself. Do you care what people think of your opinion? Their opinion of you or your opinion?
I mean, I don't care what people think of me.
Like, say you were dating somebody and you met the parents for the first time. Do you care what their opinion is of you because you're dating their son?
There's always a level of that. No one can say no.
Exactly, yeah.
No one can say no, because if he reveres his parents, you don't want to be that person that they're like, get away from her when the door shuts,
the hell did you bring up?
Yeah, like, but you have to be yourself.
Right.
I would never change anything about myself to appease, that I didn't think was wrong, to appease anybody.
What
If
about people at work?
Well, that's the thing. Like, I'm not going to change anything about myself to appease you at work, but I'm going to watch my potty mouth. Like, when in Rome, you know?
Do as the Romans do.
Right. So
Carry a
when in
torch.
Rome, right, it's the same thing. When in Rome, act Roman. And so it's like walking into not until I got to know my ex-boyfriend's mom, and she's likes me better than him, so it's like
You can move into his old spare room.
I really could. She would kick him out.
I don't have a
That's
house.
what I'm saying. Like, she, like, she still calls me, and she sent me a song on my birthday. You know what I mean? And I cracked up. I still talk to her. No, it's fine, because she's awesome. And so, but that's what I mean. But I did date a full-blooded Italian guy once, million years ago, and his mom was so crappy to me because I'm not Italian at all. And I
Yes.
was thinking, like, you don't even know me. Most
Right.
people have to get to know me before they don't like me. What the heck, No, she was just did
Cut
not.
right to the chase.
Yeah, did not like me from go because I
Yes.
am, a basic Swedish Canadian looking chick, and it's like, oh, and I never had a chance with that. Never had a chance with that mother.
You could be a Swiss miss.
Yeah.
Yes, you could.
Little lady.
Yes, you could. You could. But yeah, no, they are funny. Italian people are funny with their kids and yeah.
Same with Greek.
Greek too, yes. Irish, yes.
I'm a mutt. We don't care. Just change my tire and treat me good. We're all right.
Change my tire. Boy, this was a fast hour.
See, all the things that we had thought maybe we would talk about, we didn't. And that's
We
great.
didn't get that chance to.
And you
we
just
didn't
kinda
really-
hung out.
Yeah. Maybe
sitting here
next
going,
time. I'm here
"Oh
anyway.
my,
Maybe
what
next
am I gonna
time.
do?"
You could jump in anytime.
Well, I did got my 2 cents in every
Yes,
once in
you
a great
did.
Yeah.
while. But I'll join you guys
Yeah, this
every
is.
once in a great while. And
I
get,
love having his point of view whenever he decides
I
to point it
think
out.
a male point of view is fabulous. I really do, on everything. Especially like when the Me Too stuff was going on. It's like, you don't want to have a committee of all women.
Right.
You want to have men because they're men and they come from a certain, good men, you want to have that balance.
Well, going
a
over
different
the.
perspective.
Going over
Absolutely.
these.
Seeing it from the
yeah,
other side.
absolutely.
Nick, are you
Absolutely.
50?
No, I don't.
Aw.
He doesn't even look like he's hit 20.
Well, I mean, I got ID'd the other day buying a lottery ticket. So
You are, oh my
I'll
God,
take
did
that.
you
I mean,
really?
Serious?
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
I mean, you figured this would be a dead giveaway enough, but
I bring my ID in everywhere for because everywhere cards anyway. Like no matter
As
what.
they should.
They are well aware that I'm over 18, but they have to swipe it. And I'm like,
Yep.
don't give it. Listen, that's my tip for the day. If someone asks for your ID, don't give them crap. Give them your freaking ID and shut up.
They have to.
Just shut up and
You
give
see
them your
those
ID.
like, we ID. We ID. Yes.
People who
they
give
have to
clerks
do that.
crap for ID, I just want to punch them in the face.
Right. So I guess this one wouldn't hold true for you if I go over these 15. How long your hair is. Nobody's going to care how long Nick's hair is, right?
I mean,
Guys
if
don't
you
care
have
about
a
that.
mullet in the year
bald
2020.
is actually becoming the new thing.
No,
Like,
bald is great, but I mean,
everybody's-
I will judge you if you have like if you're rocking an awesome mullet and it's 2020. I'm gonna be like, what are you
Oh, I would love it. But I'm an 80s girl.
to each
Okay?
their own. Everybody
Yeah.
has their own, and
Right.
and
There's
a lot of the
customers that
times
come
it's
in
for
and
them and
love
not
it.
the actual for anybody
Yeah.
else.
I
What
guess
about-
if you can pull it off.
What about the clothes you wear?
No, I mean I usually dress kind of.
Remember the eyes
Professional?
on and all that?
Yeah.
Yes. See, if you.
I mean, I don't
still-
like looking like a bum, but I don't really care too much outside
Right.
of that.
I don't like leaving my house looking like a bum. Like this is about as bummed out as I'll get. Like I can pull the hair up and like not have makeup on. I always wear lipstick though, always, because my lips are.
Well, it's
so
kind of
white.
like
They
the
blend into my
meme that,
face.
darn it, I went to Walmart, they didn't have something, so I had to go home and change before going to Target.
Yeah, I actually had to.
That's sort of that.
Yep.
What about dating age range? You or your friends, you're married, of course, but is there a certain age that you think, oh, she's too young for me or she's too old?
I wouldn't really think so. I think it comes down to the actual connection, but I think there's also, you have to realize what you're going to get into. If you're dating somebody between 18 and 24, they don't know what they're getting into.
And you're 65.
Right.
And not even that. I mean, people in their 30s, 40s that have their stuff figured out, why would you want to go? And
Right.
you have a completely different perspective, a completely different look on life and how it is, and you haven't even gotten your own stuff figured out. Why would
Right.
you want that to go backwards? And
I don't want to
pick
figure somebody
that,
else's crap out. Yeah. No.
Right. I mean, it's almost like you have to fix them in order to even
Nope,
take it
date
anything
them.
further.
Yes.
Because they don't have it figured. Nobody has things figured out in 20. No.
No, I'm still trying to figure things
I'm
out.
43 and I'm still like,
Exactly.
what am I doing with my life?
What about a girl that uses foul language? Is that a turnoff to you?
Depends on the extent. Because if it, every once in a while is different, then sailor every other word, dropping F-bombs.
Ooh, you'd be Captain Mick Brandy.
See,
But
now,
it depends, because a conversation is different
I know
where they
him,
come
so-
up versus every other word, because
Right.
a lot of people look at profanity as a lack of, and again,
Class or
nobody
whatever.
take
Right.
class, intelligence, where you can't think of another word but to drop a profane.
it's a
word in
stress
there.
reliever for me, for sure. I mean,
But it depends on. It also
Right.
depends on where you're at in that moment. If you're heated, fired up,
Right.
that's different than
Right.
just having a casual conversation.
when someone
dropping F-bombs.
drops F-bombs in front of children, I want to lose my mind.
Yes.
Do not.
Knowing when.
Don't drop F-bombs in front of your children. Or children, like when they're teenagers and they start to swear here and there or something, that's different. But I mean, I mean, people who swear, when someone drops an F-bomb at a 3-year-old in public, I want to kill them. That I can't handle.
What about if they're a lady or not? How they conduct themselves around your friends, your family, your boss, in public.
That's a tough one, because you don't want to change somebody for what they are and who they are, but at the same time, I think it comes down to being intelligent and knowing your audience, like anybody, your work audience, your family audience, they're all different
So I
audiences.
said, you got to know
And
how
if
to
you-
read your room every
if you
time.
can't just not necessarily be yourself, because backroom chat or chat at home is different than chat in public, because it's still a representation of you.
Right.
So if that's the way you're presenting yourself, you're not thinking of your own representation of who you are and how you're coming across. That would probably rub me the wrong way.
What about if she's so worried about, do you like me? Does your family like me?
Oh, insecurity.
See, I think that is that's a personal thing where it's a lot of hurt, a lot of pain, that you almost have to have that, they have to feel they have that reassurance that they're not comfortable in their own skin because of past. So I can't really fault somebody in that sense, because that could just be a lot of history that
Doesn't
you
it
don't know.
annoy you though? After a while, you're like, I've been with you 10 years. I think we're good, or whatever.
I think in a sense it would,
Like, they
but at
have
the
to get
same time,
a
there's
feeling of
there's that
security.
comfort where you don't really know why, and unless you break down why that is, it's always going to happen. And I think if you really truly want to be with that person, you find out what that history, why they act, or why they have that perspective where they're always needing that assurance or reassurance.
What about if you hurt her feelings?
In
You
which
hurt
part?
my feelings. Well, do I look fat in this dress?
Well, yeah, a little.
See, that can go either way, because again, you kind of have that white lie to make the person feel better.
The white lie.
There's
Wrong with
also
lying sometimes. Like,
there's-
people don't know you're gonna hurt them. Trust me.
True.
there's also that once you get beyond a certain trust, that it's a, do you really want me to be honest with you, or do you want me to tell you a lie to make you feel good? And I
want you to
think
lie.
that once you get to that relationship
lie.
point, that
Lie to
it
me.
swings the
Just
other
lie to
way,
me.
where
Lie to me.
Yes.
rather be, you would
See,
say
I'm the other
lie.
lie to me.
No, I
I'm the
want
other
you to
way.
say,
I
"My
want
God,
that.
you are just stunning." And if you're like, "Oh,"
But see, two different perspectives from two
Bill,
different
just
people.
lie to
Everybody, it goes back to reading
Build
the
them
room and knowing who your audience is.
Just lie to me,
and
because
everybody has a different perspective.
I'm a woman, and in 10 years I'll go, "Do you remember when you said I was fat?"
Oh, trust me, I know. My wife reminds me of things that I'm like, where did you pull that out of?
I will never forget.
You remembered this from like 10 years
It's
ago.
true.
Yes.
Chicks are like that, and I am too. I'm
But
like,
somehow you mysteriously forget that you ordered an Amazon package. How does that happen?
it happened.
It
It
does.
does happen because we
Amazon, you
forget.
forget, but
get
10 years
excited.
ago when I made a stupid phrase, you call me on it.
Yeah.
We get
I
wrapped
don't
up in the moment. What about the troubles with her ex? You're just dating. My ex and me this. My ex and me that.
I think it's sort of game over at that point,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
if you're bringing up your ex, then there's still an attachment to your
Yep.
ex that you are never going to get rid of.
Or you're still mad at them, and if you're still harboring anger at them, then because
Well, there's a sense of that
you're like,
they
"I'm not paying
probably,
for that. I didn't do that to you." So
Right.
Well, but there's probably still a portion that says that they care about their ex more than they're willing to admit.
correct,
Because if they
if
still
they're
have that much
angry,
anger about
that's
that.
a feeling. Absolutely.
So yes,
Indifference is
I would
letting you
say
know, yeah, you're
stay away.
Run.
If it's extensive, if it's short little bursts of, oh, this is the history that I had, it's just being truthful in conversation. But if it's a full blown out, every other sentence or every other day they're mentioning their ex, different story.
What about them getting old? Do you want them to look their best, or do you want them to just be themselves? Instead
I
of
think be
having-
themselves. I mean, I still think there's a small portion of that where respecting yourself and trying is different than forcing them to look their best. So I think that helps with keeping the flame alive and really helping your overall relationship, but not a force. You have to look that way. I think is the difference.
And wearing certain clothes and making sure that they're working out the gym 72 hours a week.
That's a thing.
I don't know. Man.
It's the thing with some people. Yeah.
Some
it's like,
people, yes.
Well, some people are crazy, so
Yeah.
we'll go with that.
Yeah.
How many friends she has, or friends you guys have amongst each other that you hang out with?
Like
Would you rather
allowing
have-
how many friends, or are you saying like
or every weekend you're out with the buddies and she's out with the girls and you guys are out in the bars, or are you confident enough to just stay at home and be a couple at home instead of having to be out?
I think
every weekend?
everybody is in their own phase with that. Like me and my wife, we usually just stay at home. We're not really big, going out partying and that type of stuff. But there are certain people that do. They enjoy that. That's part of their livelihood. That if you met a person in a bar and that was the scene,
Chances
don't be
are.
surprised if that continues to be the scene, because that's their personality. That's who they are. So I would say it depends on depending on where you met them and how they are. You have to be okay with them continuing that lifestyle if you met them in that lifestyle.
Cool.
Good answer.
Good answer. Okay. How much money she makes?
I don't think it matters per se, because again, it's a comfort, because you can live on $20 if $20 is all you have. You can live on $100,000 if that's what you make. So making that a decision, because I'm the phrase that I've always used with me and my wife. In fact, we we dated, we broke up, we got back together, and one of my key phrases is independently together. Have your stuff together and know that you can survive without each other, but you're choosing to survive with each other.
Good answer.
Good
Exactly.
answer.
That's what I was talking about earlier. It's like, I know I'm an independent person, and that, but the whole getting married thing, it's like, that's
The
where
only reason I think in
would
this day and age, I mean,
struggle,
obviously getting married's
Getting
awesome,
married's fine,
but it's
yeah.
one of those things that if you're doing it to get the tax write-off because
Right.
you're married,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
But if you're not okay with living with that person and just living with that person,
Right.
that's a completely different story.
Exactly. And
accepting them as they are.
Exactly.
And not trying to change them.
Trying to change, and that's that I think, of course, women have a tendency to do that, where they feel they have to fix that person. They
Yeah.
get obsessed with trying
Right.
to make them
Yes.
in the image that they want,
right.
instead of just accepting the fact that that's how you met them. That's who they are. If you try
You're
to
not
change them,
changing
you
them.
think they're going to be different. All you're going to be is disappointed and have fights, and you're kind of cause your own chaos.
How much her house or your house is worth?
That's a hard question because me and my wife, kind of
Bought your house together.
bought the house together, so it's not really a thing from my personal perspective. But I think when it comes to houses, it kind of goes back to the whole finance thing, where you're kind of independently together, and it doesn't really touch each other, because if you get dependent on that person having a better lifestyle or a bigger lifestyle, then you become dependent. You're not really your own person at that point. You're just, in fact,
Along for the ride.
a lot of women have a tendency to get stuck in a relationship where they become so dependent that leaving isn't really a thing, and they have a miserable life because
That's why I
they just
tell people,
have no
learn
choice.
to balance your checkbook and learn to take care of your stuff, because
Now that person has leverage over you instead of being
yes,
a partner.
and you
with
need to be able to you need to have the ability and the strength of mind to say, yeah, I'm out of here. I don't need this. I'm good. I can go sit on my own couch and, not listen to this or whatever, and so, yeah, I agree. You have to have some type of realm of independence.
Plastic surgery.
Yeah, I mean, obviously things that are,
Liposuction.
I would say,
like
well, there's two sides
Botox.
of plastic surgery. There's the, damage, injury, that type. Obviously,
Removing
I'm okay
a
with that.
Pain.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, if you really want to do that to yourself, but that is, if it weren't for the expense part of it, I would say, okay, do what you want. I mean, I have no problem with you doing it, but when you're taking away from other things and your focus is looking better, what is that actually going to gain you on the other side? Does it have a purpose outside? So you drop 10 grand and get
On what?
On what? Well, what is your actual end game?
I mean, if it
to
changes
attract somebody else?
Yeah, if it changes your life in a sense, I would think, like, if you have, something that makes you so self-conscious, or like a scar or something, and you get plastic surgery, you get a facelift, you feel younger, and inside you feel
Confidence.
better, then you're going to exude more confidence and you're going to feel better. Like, I get it. Do it to feel better if that's what you want.
Yes, but when you get to the extremes,
The realm of these people. What are you doing? Yeah, but that's crazy. We
Right,
all
there's
we all
two
look
sides.
at that and
There's
we're all
a
like, normal
scar-
people go like, what the hell is
scar versus
Yeah.
trying to keep yourself in a
that? Right.
suit of fake. I mean,
yeah, that's because
there's a difference.
In Hollywood, though, you don't work unless you're beautiful and that, but whatever. And like I said, if there's something that makes you so, like, people who get gastric bypass, you know what I mean?
I have a friend who
It helps them lose this weight that they never could, and it's not an easy
Well,
way out.
but that is tied to changing your lifestyle. It's not
Right.
you don't just get a chance to jump in. Like,
Right.
you don't like something, you can just jump into plastic surgery and do
you're
it.
right.
But gastric surgery, you have to change your diet. You have to change your
But it
health
changes who
before
they are
they
inside
even.
sometimes
It
too.
does.
Like, they can
Brings their
actually feel
confidence.
so
But
better.
that is a choice to do better for yourself.
You're right.
Not just
Yeah,
a.
that's right.
My friend
It's not
did-
like putting makeup on. It's
Right.
not like changing the cosmetic. You are making a lifestyle
You're right.
change.
She got her arms done, her legs done, her tummy done, her boobs done. After she lost 140 pounds.
She had too much
yeah,
skin. Yeah.
and she looks gorgeous. It's amazing.
Well, in this
it's
country,
just
unfortunately, you
absolutely amazing.
can't be 140 pounds overweight and be considered gorgeous. And there's so
And
many
she
people.
was. Stereotyping.
There's so
She
many
was
people
beautiful even
fighting
with
for
all
that,
that
for
weight.
no body shaming and stuff. But let's get real, we're not there. We're not there in this country, or
Well, I mean,
lot of the
anywhere.
world.
I mean, that's worldwide. That's
Yeah.
not just in
I don't mean
any-
this country, but I mean, I just think in society anywhere. Yeah, we're not there.
And the last and final, your opinion of me. So whether your opinion of her opinion of you, is that important?
I mean, that's kind of a cross. I think her opinion of me is important to a point, because I still have to be, again, going back to the independently together, where her opinion needs to help. If she wants to have an opinion of me, we need to work together to know that that opinion is helping me become better. So if that opinion helps me be a better dad or be a better husband, is a different situation than, just wanting to nag at me for not being that way when she married me. That was
Yeah.
she made the choice to marry me.
Goes right back to what you were saying.
Exactly. So
Like,
it,
I don't
it all
want to fix
ties
you.
together.
I didn't birth you and I didn't break you. It is not my job to fix you. You know what I mean? And I love you how you are. Like, that's how I've always been. There's nothing, if I don't like something about you, I'm not going to date you. Like,
But if
something
you're
that
not-
really is a
you don't
deal
really wanna
breaker,
go
I'm just not going to
into-
date you.
You don't want to go into marriage when
And
marriage shouldn't
yes,
be the thing that fixes
So
your
many
relationship.
people do.
And that's what a lot of people do. They try to use marriage to fix the relationship
Yeah.
when it should be taking your relationship to the next level.
Right. And take it from us DJing a million weddings.
Oh my God.
So many,
I'm there too.
right,
DJ
too.
right. So many brides. It's about the wedding, not the life after.
Bridezillas.
Brides in tears because they ripped their nylons. Oh my God.
This is the
Oh
beginning
my
of the
God.
end.
If this is the worst thing. Like,
This is the worst thing that ever happens to you while you're married. Guess what?
yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot. And I know a lot of people stay together in a marriage for the children.
Absolutely. And you can't blame them because they don't want to not wake up their kid every day. They don't want to not take their kid to practice every day. And the kids always know something's wrong. And that's, it is what it is. Because you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't.
Right.
Yeah, because it goes the other way
You
too.
live in a
'Cause
broken
if
home or
you're
you're from a broken home. It is what it is.
if you're at that level where divorce is a thing, then it can go both ways, where you're staying together for the kids, but it's not going to be healthy for you because the kids pick up on everything.
No, well,
They're not going to not
I know
know
a
that
couple
things are
who
not
have been
where it should
together
be.
20 years and they don't sleep in the same room or anything. They don't like each other. They're just waiting for the kids. You know what I mean? And it's like,
But that's nowhere to live.
It's not,
You can't
but what's the
it's surviving,
alternative?
not living.
But what's the alternative?
The alternative is
Yeah, you get a divorce, but
Sep-
you don't get to see your kid every day. Then you don't get to wake them up every day. Right.
Do both parents get to wake the kids up on a while they're together? I mean, it
Right.
really
I'm
doesn't
just
happen.
saying though, you don't get to see your kid every day. That is a deal breaker for many people, and understandably so.
right. Because I know there's some
'Cause you're like,
relationships
I'm not
where
leaving my kid. I'm not seeing my kid every day and doing the things that we do and talking to my kid every day. I'm not doing it every 3 days or jointly.
Well, I think a lot of that is there's a fear from the other side, and if people would get out of relationships and it not being so, what's the word I'm looking for? If it wasn't so, I guess that's where the kid becomes a pawn.
Yeah, that's crazy.
In that.
Yeah, that's ignorant. You're
And-
making a child deal with adult issues, which you should never do. Yeah, that's horrible if you do that. You're a horrible human being if you make your child a pawn. I'm just going to say that for sure. But the thing is, it's like I never blame anyone for staying together in marriage for the kids because they love their kids and they don't want to leave them and they don't want, so.
Wow. What an interesting show
Yeah,
we
this
have had
went
tonight.
all the way around the block and then some. So I wasn't expecting the
great.
rapid fire, but we covered that
Yeah,
pretty
it was
well.
good. Good job. I love that. I love your list.
Thank you. I love my list. We see what we have for Thursday. So, oh my God, getting your viewpoint on things that we probably look at a little bit
You
different
said some
than
things
you
that I
do.
was like, me and her looked at it, we were like, yes.
Yes, yeah.
All
So look
right.
at it. I want to
Apparently,
make you
I need a rope and a pipe.
Yes,
We've
you
got
do.
this covered.
I want to make you part of our show. Are you interested in that?
I mean, I'm here anyway.
there you
Why
go.
not?
Yes. Perfect.
I mean, you
I
are-
think so.
You give a different focal
We gotta have a
point.
dude. You always gotta have a male perspective.
Gotta have a dude.
always. I agree.
So yes, I
And-
mean you're,
and not-
you're the
not-
dude.
Not just to lift
Not
heavy
just
stuff.
heavy stuff or
Not
change
just to
a
paint
tire.
stuff.
Change a tire.
to actually use
Although-
your mind and give you that perspective.
perspective.
You may need a tire change too.
I'm kind of busy right now.
No, I wouldn't make you do it. I'd call AAA. That's what they get paid for.
Platinum member.
I am. I'm a member of.
Oh my God, it was so great to have you on the we actually went over.
I know.
So thank you for
No
so
problem.
much for making part of the show.
Yes.
Hopefully it
Thanks for
sounded
being
good because
here.
I'm supposed to be handling that too. And
Yes,
it,
wow.
Wouldn't it be
find
funny
out on
if this
the-
whole time no one could hear us?
Or it never went live on Facebook.
I don't know if we did.
Yeah, it did actually break on Facebook, but on YouTube it's live, so we'll
Okay.
we'll be
So we're
uploading
good.
it later.
Yeah, we'll upload later. That's
We'll
perfect.
upload later.
That
So
works.
thank you, Brandy.
Thanks, Jay.
Thank you,
All
myself.
right, let's
All
get
right,
it streamed,
thanks.
and you can do your glass clinking.
And thank you for
get back.
tuning in to another session of Pass the Glass. Make sure you tune in this Thursday. We'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you for listening to this show on Youngstown Studio. If you like our programming, we invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow our Facebook page, or subscribe to your favorite podcast platform like iTunes or Spotify. This is original Youngstown content, and we would appreciate you sharing the videos and the word about us. Thank you.